Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of the EcoStruxure Machine Expert HVAC. I'm your host, Leandro Mada, and in this video what we're going to see is the language ladder that we have in the software. So let's go to the presentation. And just bear with me a second. There we go, much better now. So the idea of this ladder language that we have is basically made based in contacts and coils, and we also have the possibility to use function blocks. Basically, it's a graphical language. So based on the combination that we have with contacts, we can create our logic for the machine. So basically, this is the online help that I found that basically says there is like an electric circuit. So you have the power, then based on the combination of the contact, you activate the coil. So these are the symbols, okay, that this information found on the EcoStruxure Machine Expert HVAC help. So it's like a ray that you have the left side, and then you have the right side, okay, on the other side, and then you just need to complete the link of the circuit in order to activate the coil. And here you can see how is the example. Okay, on this side you have the contact, and the other side you have the coil as soon as you create the project. Okay, so let's continue with this part. So basically, once we are created the POU as ladder, we have the possibility to use one of the toolbars dedicated to this kind of language. So in order to activate this language or toolbar, what we need to do is to go to the View, Toolbars, and Ladder bar on the configuration on the programming tab that we have. So if we go to the software here, programming, this is the one that you need to see. Okay, you can move it around if you want. Then toolbar and then ladder. If I uncheck this, you should be able to see that it's no longer available. Ladder again. Okay, so if we continue with the presentation, so in this language ladder we have different kind of contacts. Okay, we have normally close, normally open, as you can see here. Just put one. Normally open, normally close, and then we have for positive and negative edge. So when, for example, you are making a counter for an input, and instead of using the actual contact, because in every cycle of the controller we're going to add something, you can add this one. So it's just like a trigger, okay, just a pulse. So you can use that one instead of using another function block for the trigger. So basically, in order to change this, okay, the contact, you just need to select the contact, right click, and you have these kind of options. So here you should be able to select which is the type of contact that you want. If you're using the toolbar, okay, you just click on the contact and then just directly select which one is the one you want. Now, it's also possible to add more contacts, because if we want to create a logic, we need more contacts. And then we have different ways to create the logic based on what we want. So as you can see over here, let's start by this one. Now let's do these two. So we have the possibility to add before and after the contact. Okay, as you can see here, new contact before, and then it just added before. Then new contact is going to be after the one that you have. And then if you want to create, for example, this kind of logic is like a AND condition, okay, and this kind of logic that we have here is like an OR condition. So if I have this one, this one, this one, it doesn't matter which one is this, I can activate what I want or continue with the flow. So you have the possibility to put contact parallel before and after. Okay, this is the thing that you can do. So we have already seen that we have different kind of contacts. Now is the time for the coils. So we have the standard coil, Okay, you can see over here this symbol, the one that I have by default. We have the negative cold. Okay, and then we have the set reset, and then we have the positive and negative. Let me just see full screen. There we go. Positive and negative. To be honest, at this moment, I never use these two, but we have it. Okay, so set reset, I believe, is very easy to just latch the value that you want in there, and then you just reset. If you're going to use this, probably I recommend to using the same rung. Okay, so you already know where you're going to set and reset this variable that you're going to use over there. Now, sometimes we, for example, in this case that we want to use the set reset, okay, you just need to use in the same rung like a branch. Okay, so we had the possibility to do this. So if we select the contact that we want, and then we select the branch, okay, we are going to see that the leader is going to add a new branch, okay, along with a contact and a coil. Okay, this is how it works. Okay, this branch stuff. Let me just see what I'm doing. There we go. Now, what I want to do now is to play a little bit around how we can do this in the ladder. So just to get familiar with the, let me just put it on the other side so I can see it. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is to create a POU as ladder. So add new program. In this case, you can also use function block or function new program ladder. So it's going to be POU LD. You just need to assign this, in this case, to, I'm going to add it to a time. Now here, we just can parallel. Okay. Here I can do this. Okay, we just add the parallel here, and they're going to be 3. Here 1. Just add this one additionally. Here we just add this before, and here we can add the branch. Okay, and if you want, we can add another one over here. Okay, in this particular case, if you want to do this, okay, I can do this. I'm going to delete this part. Oops. Delete this part. Add another one here, and then here I'm going to make the branch. Okay. So this is just a quick example of how you can create your own logic, how the different things that you can do. Here, for example, if I press this one, I'm going to change positive. Here, just double click, and you can see there's going to be set. Okay, I need to select the name. I don't have anything. It's going to be auto declare, but okay, you have it there, what I meant. So normal, cancel, there we go. So this is just an idea how you can work with the ladder. In case you need more rungs, okay, you just select right click, new network, and then you just have before, and then after. Okay, just easy this part. Let me continue just with the presentation because I believe that is the next thing. Yeah. So we have the possibility to use right click on the same rung, or network is what we call here. Right click and then define where you want the next one, and you have some icons over there just to easily see where it's going to be the new network. And in case you, for example, delete this part, so imagine that I have this and I'm going to delete it, I'm able to make the right click. So you can go to scheme, network, new, it doesn't matter which one. There you go, you have the new one. Now let's continue with the presentation. So you can also double click over there to assign a variable. So in this case, you can assign the variable like this. I believe I quickly show you, but going to do it. So right click, double click, select the content of the coil, select this button over here, just minimize this part so I can see myself. There we go. Here, and then you have the possibility to select variables and local variables, and here just select what you have. Okay, and that's it. Simple. Now, this is one way to do it. Okay, so another way is to go to the project view, select the GBLs or the configuration variable that you have already, and then drag and drop it. Simple. And if you need, for example, like this, there we go. I will use my easy. And if it's a coil, just add it over there. You can delete it. So, or at least this is how it works. There we go. So let's continue this part. Simple. Then we have the possibility to add blocks for the functions or function blocks. So basically what we need to do is to click on the contact that we have on the rung, and then we have the possibility to select this block over here. Okay, if you're not able to see this toolbar, because you need to select view, toolbars, and then the FBD for function block diagram in order to activate and see this one. So in this case, what we can do, just quickly show you all this part. Top, delete this one. So select this one. This one's going to be available, new block, and here just, well, in this case I filter it. Here you can add whatever you want in there. Okay, another way is to drag for the library tree. Okay, in the previous version you have operators and blocks in a different view. In the version 1.5 you have everything in the library tree, so you can drag and drop this into the code. I believe this one is easy once you know which is the function block that you want and where it's going to be. It's going to be different if you have, for example, something that requires an instance. So this one are functions, but for example, if you're going to use function block, you need an instance. So instance bid, okay, and it create the function block over here and all the instance on the local variables. You can copy this or cut it and paste it in another way, in another place, but it's up to you in this case. So this is how it works. But for using that kind of blocks, I usually use the FBD because it's going to be much easier. We're going to see that later. So basically, let me see where is in the presentation. I want to lose everything. So add a network for original to the contact coil to a function block. Yeah. So now, when I use, for example, the ladder. So basically, I usually use the ladder here just to easily identify things. For example, inputs, outputs, activation of the outputs, and also, for example, for alarms, because for me it's a little bit much easier. So I can daily go here, network, label top. Here I can assign, for example, X alarm 01. This one is going to be condition alarm 01, and I can put it over here to create a condition. Oops, I deleted it. Remember to click where you need. If you have the yellow, is that the one that you already selected? So here, if you have the code, it's going to be much easier to read it. The same for inputs and output. So for example, if you have the output, the activation of the output, you have, for example, you can have machine manual, machine auto, output 01. So you can have something like this. Machine auto I like to drag and drop without using that. So you can do something like that. Just a combination. Okay, just select this. Remember to uncheck this part, otherwise you're gonna delete it. So you can easily check, okay, I have the condition that came from the manual, I have the condition that came from the auto, or another one, and then it just see what happened with the output. So the ladder is easy, but probably it can generate more code if you need to make conditions, additional conditions. That's why I barely use the ladder, just to see inputs and outputs and maybe the condition for the alarms. That's it, but it's up to you which one to use. Okay, so we have already seen how to work with ladder language in the EcoStruxure Machine Expert HVAC. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I see you on the next one.